were part of my growing up years. Having started to play softball at the age of 16 in 1966, joined the Ducko Rangerettes at the time with the likes of Iona Rose, and the likes of Susie Clark, and Rosie Simmons, and Claudette, and playing against teams as great as the Devonshire Diamondettes and the Somerset Bluebirds. I can tell you, PHC Zebraettes, and it was just an absolutely amazing growing up time. We had coaches in '66, Chico Francis, when I started. Chico Francis. Some of you probably weren't born, probably, and that's okay. And that's okay. Because I think it's important to say that sport is the one thing that has helped to bring us together as a culture and as a people. One of the things I found, though, in joining the softball team of Duck Hill Rangerettes, which ultimately became the Social Club Jets, it wasn't just a sport, it was a spirit. It was a spirit that taught us fair play, competitiveness, the importance of looking out for one another. I don't know how many of you remember that when I started out, we were playing in Devonshire Recreation Club and PHC, and some of you even before me played on the base. Well, those are before my days in and the like. But I can tell you that in 1973, we had the opening of the official softball stadium. And at that time, the first major event that was hosted was the CAST softball tournament, which is the Caribbean Amateur Softball Championship. Our Bermuda team, which is ultimately the Big Blue, had competed in that competition in Belize in 1972. And we didn't win there, but we came home to host it in Bermuda in 1973. And I can tell you that I can remember right down to the last game that we were going to win, or that we were going to play, that we were behind by 1 run. And I can remember Diane Simmons, bunted the ball and made it to first base. Totally surprised, everybody expected Diane to be the slugger. Diane made it to first base. And the coach of the team said, "Pat, you are pinch running for Diane." And I thought, great. So I get out there, and in those days I was a little more fleet-footed than I am now. No, I probably can't get on my own base. I can remember when the next ball was hit, I took off to first base, rounded second, rounded third, came into home plate, slid in. The runner behind me came in and scored, and Bermuda won the CAST tournament in 1973. Now, there are some things that memories will never be erased. That was one experience. I can tell you another. Double elimination, and I honestly don't remember the year, but double elimination tournament at Bernard Park, Social Club Jets playing Somerset Bluebirds. Somerset Bluebirds had not lost any games. Social Club had lost 1. So double elimination tournament, you lose 2 and you're out. Well, we get into that game, and the first game, if we lost, we were out. We had to win. A 10-inning classic that was pitched from start to finish by Susie Clark. Social Club Jets came out victorious in 10 innings. I remember being put on the field, and I'm thinking, everybody's played so well. Lord Bull, don't come to me. Because the one thing you don't want to do at that point is to be the person to make the mistake. But we managed to get out of that game, and we went into the next game right behind it. And another 7-inning thrilling classic, also pitched by Susie, all 17 innings that night, and Social Club Jets came out victorious. The celebration here at this very club. And I can tell you, I put that victory down to the attitudes that have been instilled in us for excellence and for competitiveness that were unparalleled during that time. Sport was sport. Softball was softball. And tonight, I know we are here to honor Iona Roach and to recognize the exploits of the Social Club Jets. But it's also important to me to acknowledge those of you who are here from other teams, against whom we played, and without whom the level of competition that we experienced would not have been possible. I am eternally grateful, personally, for the development that occurred during those years of playing softball, for the leadership that we had, from way back to the days of the Petticoat Softball League with Ernest Dickey Drew being the commissioner of softball, who worked, as you would remember, he used to say, for Lack-a-like Company down who spoke of the umpires who used to officiate the game. But you know, when you come out and you see the Susie Ferberts out there on the field, and you know that the only way that you could get on that field was to be as good as, if not better than. And I can tell you that Chico Francis taught me a lesson, personally. And that was, you had to train. And you had to train every day. And you had to earn your place on the team. Now I can remember going out and training day after day after day after day, season after season. And when lesser people may have given up, 3 years later, Chico decided he would start me in right field. I remember that because it hurt my heart. It was like, I was good at these slots. But no, I wasn't. I was made to earn my position. The first game, he put me into right field, and Charlene Can, I don't know if she's here tonight, I don't see her. Charlene was, we were warming up. Sorry, he put me to play at second base. We were warming up. Chico hit a pop fly ball behind second base. I'm going back to catch the ball. Charlene coming in to catch the ball. We collided. I get knocked out. So on my day I was going to start, I was knocked out and had to be back. From that point on, I vowed that if he was going to start me, I was going to earn my place and somebody else was going to have to knock me off. And I think from that day, probably maybe 18 or 19 by that time, until I stopped playing and probably close to 40, I absolutely made the point to give of my very best every time I took to the field. That was not just a personal commitment. It was a commitment that came from every single member of our team. To the Social Club Jets, I applaud you. I applaud you for helping me to develop as an individual. I applaud you for what you have given to this community in terms of the sporting spirit. I applaud you for the support that we paid to this very club, inside of which I've probably not been since I stopped playing ball. However, I can remember our Friday nights, especially when we'd come, and Brenda would remember, the day that I lost you was the day I found myself. We had so much fun in this club environment. Good, clean, wholesome, healthy fun. And I know that Roach was always a part of it. Sometimes we'd sit there and say, Roachy, you know, Roach would get on that mound, and she picks that ball, and with her little ounce of stress, she just about get the ball over the plate, but it got there. And we won more games with Roach on the mound, when everybody thought that we should be coming and bringing down the left institution. We won more games with Roach than everybody with Roach. It was all part of the team. It was part of the team. It's difficult to mention everybody who's here. You know, I mean, I started with Louise Lewis, and you know, I mean, people who were just there when you started, people to whom you looked up and try to pattern yourself after. And these are people who stepped aside eventually and allowed the younger ones of us to take our place on the field, to become candidates for selection for the Big Blue Machine, for our national team, who put every ounce of effort out there that we possibly could. And then we, as we were the older ones, watched some of the younger people coming along, people like Missy and people like Jess, and you know, just the younger people of the team. Now they are probably the seniors who would be stepping aside to make way for others. But I can tell you that softball, there's been a sisterhood. There's been a brotherhood. We've had the best of the best coaches. We may not have expressed it at the time, but in retrospect, we can say that when we were told to do the laps that we had to do, or to do the push-ups that we had to do, or to do the drills that we had to do, we may not have appreciated it at that point in time, but I can tell you the likes of Dennis and Braxton and B.H. Herbert and just people, Arthur, people who were there to make us excel. I want you to know that on behalf of our team, we are appreciative. Certainly from my perspective, to Iona, you have epitomized the best of the best in terms of longevity, in terms of determination, in terms of ability, in terms of sisterhood, and in terms of sportsmanship. I applaud you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it.
Thank you very much. Right about now, I'm going to bring this young man to the floor. I watched this young man grow up, taught him everything he knew. Larry Darrow, you want to come this way? Here you go. That'll rip, bro.
Thank you for this comment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As a manager of the Jackson Lane area, I had one of the hardest jobs to do. The girls I was coaching, like a young Jack the other day. That's 10 years of my life. Ms. Roach, I've been given the privilege of honoring you tonight. Let's see if we get that stuff together. When Dennis and I was coaching the team, and Susie was doing all the pitching at the time, we thought we have to mix this thing up. So we have to get somebody to pitch the game for us. And we went to Iona Roach to pitch, and she said, no problem, boss, let's get it on. And so I'm going to keep it short tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring Miss Iona Catfish Roach to the stage. This reads, I got the glass, but I think it's so Iona Roach, supporting the Cubs, for 7 years, March 2nd, 2012.
Right about now, we're going to have Chico and his team come forward. That's Hadley and Braxton. Yeah? Come on, Hadley. Not high. Come on, Chico, bring your boys up. Right about now, we're going to celebrate all the veterans that played underneath these young. Oh, I'm sorry, Braxton wants to say something.
Good evening, everyone. Everything that was said for Roach obviously is all true. So the thing I can add here, you need age and you need youth to build a team or keep a club flourishing. And it was very nice to see that the camaraderie that the Jets had, or the Ranger Reds had, to build such a club the way it was when you had to have some little with some young, you know. Now, Rosie, so I always call her, Iona, you were steadfast on the third. There's some things that a coach can't coach or teach. And there are a lot of things that we can because of the natural ability that each one has in themselves. Everyone said, well, let's put the ball on third. If a fast of runners on the opposition, once the ball, guess what? I'm thinking about as far as coaching. You can't get the ball quickly, get up the release. You can try and teach it, but it's a natural thing that you have to get the ball and get the ball on its way. Okay? The ball will be looping over, but it will always be the fastest runner. And even today when I teach youngsters or whatever, they probably say to the coach that the ball will always outrun a human being. And in this case, coach, your quick hands and your release will always beat the fastest runner. And it was an honor and a pleasure being involved or coaching you or you teaching me as being a coach, as a youngster myself at that time. It was a pleasure. You, Chico, and because I was playing with the men in the upfield then. And then when we all came to such a club, so I fell into coaching with the Rangers, because before that, my order of a team, Cleveland Dodgerettes. From there, that's been way back to young man. All right, but those are the teams that never played. But Roach was a girl, and she had a little bet to the point where I wanted to be a better hitter, so she went out and bought a bet that had, so like a manual thing. But she get her hands and her wrists to go through the ball. So she tried a lot of things to enhance her play, which I felt rubbed off to everyone else that played. But well done, it's been a pleasure. Pass this on.
We need to call a second. I just need the microphone.
Oh, you need a second?
Yeah. A special presentation. Okay, you can talk now.
Davis.
Yeah, she can hear you.
She's feeling much better. That I know that we're praying for her and we got in our minds and thoughts. And tell the Club family to say hello. I thought they haven't seen for years, but it's nice to see everyone.
Say it one more time. Yes. Yes. What got you on the big screen? I'll just walk around the computer so you can see people, and then just continue on. Okay, so you won't be able to talk to her. She won't hear you after that. Okay.
Hey, Miss Debbie.
I'll go up by itself.
Hi, Miss Davis. Good to see you. It's Missy. I'm fine, thanks. Premise doing great. It's getting big. Everybody.
Are you all good? There you are.
That's why I took him. That's why I said
He told you exactly what to get back.
I love you. I took my head is going to be social guest. Okay, that's all. This is another certificate from Lynette Butterfield. All right, this is another certificate for Joanne Knight. This is another certificate for Lynette Hill. And there's another certificate for Donna Carmichael. This one is for Susan Burke. And this one is for Susie Clark. And this one is for Rosie Perman. You know, it's one of our coaches that they didn't recognize, and it's Cal Brown. We had Cal Brown and Ryan Roach that stuck with us for years. And one thing I must say, I have to give thanks to my wife, because without her giving me the time to put with this team, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next generation of Jets. First one off is Nicole Ballard is not here with us tonight, but her assistant collector when she gets hers, Nicole Jones. Father Francis. Michelle Lanapour-Bean. Patricia Gordon-Pavlin.
What you do, zoom it in later?
The burn stew.
I don't want to make it too good. You want to see it?
And you on the site.
Louise Jones.
Put it right on the camera.
Senator Truck. Chrissy Morton. Claudette Simmons.